Hi everyone, my name is Waterwitch222 and welcome to another React video. In today's React video, I'm going to be reacting to Memories of the Equestrian Wolf Chapter 1, the Dr. Wolf Origin Story. Yay! I had read a little bit of it from where I could after finding the link on Tumblr, and I thought that was a pretty cool idea. I only read the first paragraph because I didn't want to spoil this for myself. But I think that it's the makings of a pretty good story. That's one thing I really like about the Bernie community and their OCs. A lot of them go into high detail about their OCs and actually make actual backstories for them. I'm still working on one for mine, but hey, it'll be awesome to be able to hear about Dr. Wolf's origin story. I do know that that's a question I've asked multiple times in different Q&A sessions that he's hosted. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Gotta tinker with the volume. Boop.
Memories of the Equestrian Wolf. Written by Godzilla Wolf. With artwork by Estival Equinox. Chapter 1. Memories of Master. If I am to tell you my story, I think it is important for you to know that I was not always the teacher or doctor that I am today.
Say what?
In fact, helping ponies with their everyday problems in this office has been a fairly recent change in my life.
Okay.
Before then, I had traveled the world with a dragon. And before that, I had spent all of my time reading books without knowing what I was looking for. And before then, well, even I don't know all of the details. My memory of such times is fragmented. Some memories are clear, others are in a fog. But that's probably because I was a very different sort of creature then. I did not wear clothes, I did not speak words, I didn't even walk on two legs.
Say
In
what?
fact, at the time, I didn't even comprehend such things. I was just like any other wolf.
Okay, that's something very hard to imagine.
My earliest memories should have been happy. After all, it is only natural for wolf pups to be born in the spring and spend their youth enjoying their first summer. Or so I've heard. I did not experience these things myself.
Oh, poor Dr. Wolf.
For me, there was no spring or summer. It was always cold. So very cold.
Aww.
It seemed as though winter would never end. In all my youth, I never once saw the sun clearly, always through thick clouds and heavy snow.
Aww.
And even
I
now,
feel sad now.
I could not fathom as to why. But that did mean my family could not have lasted long against such an unyielding blizzard. I could not say what happened to each of them. I only remember that I had been left alone, freezing, starving. That is, until he found me. To this day, I could not say why he had taken pity on a small and weak creature such as myself. I do not know how he came to find me. All I remember was hearing the crunching of snow under his hooves. I looked up, and he was there, towering over me. I remember at first believing him to be a large member of my kind, because he was covered with fur. Imagine my surprise when he took off the fur on his head to reveal a creature my young eyes had never seen.
A
But
pony.
he took me in, nursed me back to health,
A unicorn
kept
saved
me warm
him.
and safe. He took me inside what I had always
that's
thought
a really
was a
nice
large
house.
den made of stone, with a bright light coming from inside. The first real light I had ever experienced, and I was cold no more. That is all
That's
I remember,
awesome.
but it is one of the
Yay!
more vivid memories I have of that time.
Yay,
Perhaps
Dr. Wolf
because
got
the
help.
concept of warmth was so rare to me, and yet so fundamental to survival that even young I realized how important my rescue was. Only when I was still with my family did I have even the vaguest recollection of being warm before that time. And though I was so very glad to be alive, I still felt so very alone. For this savior was quite unlike anything I had seen before. Where I had paws, he had flat stumps. Where my teeth were sharp, his were dull. He had 2 sets of fur, one long that he could remove and one much shorter he couldn't, while I only had one long coat. But I never could have imagined just how different we really were until the day he lowered his horn to touch my forehead. A bright light flashed before my eyes.
Whoa, whoa,
I
whoa,
felt
whoa!
great pains throughout my mind. And though I did recover from this sort of spell, as I would eventually learn to call it, the process continued on a daily basis.
Oh my gosh, isn't
And
that
each
abuse?
time, he would speak to me with strange sounds, always looking hopeful at first, and then frustrated and angry. Or perhaps at first he was just
Whoa,
hopeful,
that's
and
really good
later
art.
he became frustrated and angry. Or sometimes he was frustrated, others angry, others hopeful. I cannot tell for certain if every session was the same, or each different and they're simply running together. But one day, I was listening to the sounds of my master, and understood them.
Dun dun dun!
I cannot tell you how many sessions it took, or if the understanding was all at once in a great realization, or over multiple sessions slowly forming
You're
together.
a wizard, Dr. Wolf!
But I did begin
felt
to
like saying that.
understand what he meant. He seemed to become more hopeful as he noted me becoming more attentive. I began to understand the sounds were called words, and they were to him and his kind what barks, yips, and howls were to mine. I learned his body language as well. The first thing I can remember him teaching me was that nodding meant I understand, and shaking my head meant I do not. Well, not exactly in those words. I knew only the concept, like I knew wagging my tail meant I'm happy. But when I first nodded in response to a question that I cannot recall, he repeated it, and I repeated my response. I was taken back by this. You must understand, being able to grasp what was not instinct was something I hadn't been capable of doing before. My
Oh
thoughts
my.
had always been simplistic, straightforward. Things like, this meat smells good, I should eat it. Or, this creature is pack leader, I follow him. Those things I comprehended. This was a completely new experience.
And this experience will have to continue in part 2 of this. Latest!